Hello, everybody. This is Pete from Paw Labs, and I'm back to do yet another in our custom controls series. This time we're taking a look at ComboBox EX. So, what I've done, I guess I missed my label here, and this is ComboBox EX. Okay, so module. Okay, so we'll go ahead and save and push this out. So I have the regular combo box here, and then I have a custom combo box there. Now at this point, they look exactly the same because honestly, they are exactly the same. They just have different names. One is called combo regular and the other is called combo custom. So that's the only difference in our two combo boxes. Now, of course, as you understand from the previous videos in this series, we're using the custom one merely for his placement in on the screen. So we're still using Ice Designer here, and you could be using uh, Pure Vision. Same, it's the same difference. They have different methodologies for doing stuff, but it's the same thing. You put controls on the screen on a form and then you move them about however you like, and visually you place them all, and then it generates the code for what you asked for. Now, I've added the module in here of ComboBoxEX module. In preparation for the next two videos, I've also added in EX, list EX, and toolbar. And then I'm going to leave some of Thorson's, and I'm going to go do a couple others that are not his. I may end up doing one or two of mine. And I think there's another one out there on this. It's in the tips and tricks section on the forum. Many people put their custom controls there, and you can grab them and download them and play with them and see what you like and don't like. So what I've done is we open the window and then we call our custom main, and then the processing, the thread of execution comes back here, and then I'm going to load up the combo box EX, and I'm going to say add item instead of add gadget item. Everything else is exactly the same from the add gadget item commands. And then I'm going to set the gadget state, set the state to 0. So it works exactly the same as the normal combo box. And let's take a look down here. Here's the combo box gadget replacement. We're calling gadget free for in passing the combo box, and we're passing our little instantiated structure. And then we call the constructor of ComboBoxEX. Now, I put a copy of the constructor above here so you can see he wants gadget number XYWH. And then he has max list height, which is how big is the drop down that drops down. Then it just fills it with items. You can make it 180, you can make it 200, you can do whatever you want. It has a content, which basically puts the first thing up there selected. So I could say first or something to that effect. And then there's flags, of which I'm not using any, but we're going to go look at some. And then what I'm doing is supplying my form. So he knows exactly where this combo box is being placed onto which form in case you have multiple up there. All of his gadget, the last field is the window ID. So we're going to set the font, and then I'm going to set a whole bunch of colors. And literally in the standard version, unless you hit the Windows API and write Windows specific API commands, you're not changing anything that's really going to be on the custom control. So I've gone ahead and this is one of my dark control formats. and for what my eyes like and what I personally like. And let's go ahead and run it and see what we get, and we can compare and contrast. And okay, so it's going to pop up here. And we've only written a few lines of code. We haven't like done rocket science. So you have the standard control, and then you have the custom control, and you can see how it identifies. You can see how I've set the backdrop color and the forecolor, and I mean every color in the rainbow is up for you to choose. And again, I want you to know that these are perfect candidates for additional functions into your static procedures. So you don't what you don't want to do is write this code if you got 5 combo boxes on the screen. Yeah, there's no way on the planet Earth I'm going to write that 5 times. I'm going to write a procedure that I can say, okay, I'll write a procedure of, I don't know, combo EX change. Okay, and then I'll pass my combo box, this guy, into there. And then we'll have this function that takes it's going to take a list, a numerator of the original combo box, and maybe we'll even include a window ID, so we can pass both of these guys to him, and then all of this is going to be in a function where this variable on the function constructor actually fills in here. So then all of our combo boxes are colored the exact same. So again, another reason to be building your version of static, whatever you want to call it, maybe because not all of your projects are you going to use custom controls, or you're not going to use ComboBoxEX. I go through JAGs where I use it on everything and then I use it on nothing. Um, so you can actually have a secondary list that's over here that says, okay, maybe this one's going to be custom controls.pb, and those were all your functions for the custom controls you like to use. So again, then your change becomes nothing more than a, hey, call this one procedure. Here's the data you need, and you're done. You know, don't write code twice. Write it once and call it. So that's kind of a motto of mine. It's been a motto of mine for, I don't know, 45 years, 35 years. It took me 4 or 5 years to figure it out. Okay, so this is Thorson's control. Now, don't be intimidated by the size of this monster. This is a huge control. Didn't that work? Oh, yeah, you're going, aren't you? Control. Oh, yeah, you're going. Hopefully, there we go. Okay, so if I do that, you're not gonna. There we go. All right, so this has, what is this? 3,600 lines of code. And as with tradition of all of his controls, we can remove it from the project and we can go play, and it runs this script independently, and it will give us a test screen to go mess with his control, which is great because then you can figure out what you want. And he's got stuff here that you can play with, and he's got lots of, look at that. You can actually even change the color of the items inside the list. Isn't that killer? Um, okay, so how does it work, you might be asking? So most of that is all just in the configuration stuff. So we can come over here. Yeah, I know I don't have the image. Okay, so there's where his enumerations are, and he has his examples down here. So you can, like, interrogate his code and see what he's doing. And he's got the corner. Oh, let's see what that looks like, huh? That might be pretty cool. Let's see how his corner 4 turns out. I'll bet you they're going to be rounded on a 4-point. Yeah, so instead of that point edge, yeah, see that? Look how cool that looks where you got it rounded on those corners versus the square corners. This is pretty cool. You can do stuff so easily in here. He does have a ComboBoxEX last item, or you can use -1, because if you go look this up, guess what its value is? -1. So he's using all the same stuff that we use normally. You can write justify options and stuff like that. You can change all manner of stuff. Like he's setting an individual item color. Here's the combo box. Here's my item, and turn him red. So if I wanted to come in here and change that to 4, let's go run this. And now item 4 is going to be red. But remember that this is 0 base, so that's going to be the 5th item in the list. So we start out there and look at that. The 5th item in the list is red. So you can color code things out the wazoo. This is just a magnificent control. And once again, come up to the top of his stuff, and you have commands. You have an awful lot of commands here, but they're the same exact commands that exist in the current function, plus some, just missing the word gadget. Okay, so get gadget ID, get gadget color, set gadget item data, pull gadget out of that, and there you go. These are all, yes, it's a module, but at this time watching my videos, you got to start loving modules. That's why they're there. They're everywhere in code that you use. And you should be working hard to understand how and why modules. And goodness knows I've given you enough push and reason to go after this and really study up on modules, because they really are cool. So you have all of the enumerations he's got up here. You can pad, you can do the corner thing. You've seen us use some of these just now down there in the bottom. And you've got every kind of control that you could imagine, the highlight color, the cursor color inside the control itself. I mean, this is top-notch stuff. And what'll blow your mind, or should blow your mind, is the fact that you can take your code written for Windows using this and drop that code in without a single line of code change into Linux and fire it up in Linux. And guess what? This is going to work. All of your colorization is there and stuff. It's pretty cool because he's just using raw PureBasic to code these. So he builds his own lists. He does his own drop downs. Modules again. Here's his declares. So you should be able to be starting to get to where you're comfortable interrogating modules and understanding how they work. Traditionally you use and enable explicit, and so his stuff is laid out wonderfully. I can't say I give him enough praise. These are killer. So, and just a few lines of code, we'll add him back. We'll go ahead and run him over here. And 4, 5, 6 lines of code, you figure out how you want your combo box to be colored. And sure enough, you can do it. I mean, you got the border. What color do you want the border? Do you want it to match the text? Do you want the highlight to be different? I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. Now, what you do have to change with the combo box. So if I were to come up here, instead of, let's put him in, and let's say, yep, we'll come in right about there and say, okay, case. Now this is something that'll bite you in the butt. It has bit me on numerous occasions, and that's why I'm giving you the heads up because it's a bit frustrating. So you have combo underscore custom. Okay, so that should be him. So now in here, when I want to use the select event type, let's go ahead and, oh, I can do it from here. Let's see, templates, select event type. What you're going to want to do is say you want event type change, but you're also going to want ComboBoxEX event type change. These are raised on the ComboBoxEX, and these are raised within PureBasic. So when you come up here on your code and you want to post an event, so let's come up here to post an event, you're going to have FRM main. We're going to have this guy. Okay, there's our gadget that we're talking about on this screen with this gadget. You can still raise the PureBasic event change if you write your code down here to pick up both of these options. Otherwise, you're going to have to raise this event if you want just that event. So be wary of that. If you're making selections on combo boxes and you find that it's not being picked up, you don't have to beat your head against the wall. Just try to remember that we have event types that are specific to these controls, but you can also put them both in everywhere. So he's got the full list of stuff that is ComboBoxEX, event type change, left click, right click, all of that standard stuff. And then you also have the PureBasics. So you can actually choose to separate or you can choose to put them together like I do. So that pretty much concludes this video on another great control by Thorson. And thanks for your time.